Voice is Ritik Sriram.
Where is it?
Free today. Like, can I call you after? Will you pick up? Okay, okay. I have notes to tell you.
Hello and welcome to our last event of the day. This is the Women's Boulder Finals. Kavya has just started on Route 1. With me, I have Pratiksha Arun, who's
guys.
already pre-qualified for the Nationals. So she's going to be
Hello,
joining me
hello.
here in the commentary box.
Got Kavya on the first route, pinching that volume.
Kavya taking a long, hard think about what beta to use next. This is Kavya's first ever boulder competition I was talking to earlier.
Yeah, she
And
works at EQ. I
She
believe.
does.
It's always nice to see new women.
Mm-hmm. She
In
seemed to be in
comps.
very good spirits about it because a first competition, especially like qualifying for nationals, must be
Yeah.
a very daunting task. But she has been in very good spirits every day that I've seen her.
Yeah, it's a really good outlook to have.
Mhm.
She's totally trying to skip that second volume. She's finding it a little difficult to pinch it and move her body upwards.
I know that she finds it difficult to trust her feet.
Oh, okay.
And I think that she is trying to
Okay.
skip.
But here, it's more of being able to pull her body up, pinching
Mhm.
that volume, because it's quite open-handed.
And that overhang is quite drastic.
Yeah, so that's almost, I think, a 60-degree roof.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd call that sort of like a cave area.
Okay. Also, we've been told that we sound like the same person. I am very sorry. I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, neither do I.
You'll have to find the small, differences.
Nuances.
Mm-hmm.
Kavya's taking a rest here.
So each athlete gets 4 minutes for as many attempts as they want. Their goal is to reach the top, but points are also awarded if you reach the zone hold in the middle of the route.
Yeah, the zone in this route's the hold right above the one she's holding right now. And that volume is fairly decent on that,
Mhm.
like above the roof. But she would need to get her hips a lot closer to the
Mhm.
wall at this point and pull a lot more with her arms. Because those feet are not that great.
Yeah.
The volumes are turned to the side, so
Mhm.
it's a little hard to trust your feet on that because it feels like it would just slide off.
And that's a very hard pinch to maintain as well.
Yeah.
We've just finished with the men's boulder final. And what a competition that was.
Yeah, we saw some hard routes.
Yeah, we did. We saw Bharat Pereira use like bolt holds to get
Yeah.
up the slab wall.
Yeah, that was pretty fascinating to see.
Mhm.
He actually really loves finding different ways to figure out problems.
I have heard. He will try to find
he'll try to
any
find
loophole that
any
he can find.
loophole and he enjoys doing it.
Because he gets such a reaction from the crowd as well.
Yeah.
And I think that he didn't even expect to get up the wall using those things because he looked surprised himself.
Yeah, and
But
then
he
he
made
used literally every bolt hole there was in that area. Sorry, not bolt hole. He used bolts. Bolt holes are
Bolts.
not allowed, guys.
What are bolt holds and what are bolts?
So the holes you see on the wall, those are bolt holes,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not allowed to put your fingers inside them.
Oh, okay.
To pull on them or
I thought he
anything.
was using like I thought he was like jamming his fingers in the holes.
No, that's not allowed. So on these walls, there are bolts that are sort of sticking out just a little bit from the wall.
Yeah, I had a little chat with him afterwards, and he was saying that the bolt holes were actually more grippy than the actual holes that they were allowed to use.
Yeah. That's what we were discussing when we were watching,
Yes.
is that you actually don't even need those extra holds. They could have just left no holds on the wall, just feet, like footholds.
That was Kavya's attempt. Her 4 minutes are up.
The next climbers are Purvi Raj Purohit from women and Gaurav from boys.
Up next, we have Purvi. Let's see how she faced this problem.
Okay, getting a valid start in there. So getting that heel there might not be the best idea, because
But she seemed to have done it.
no, she moved it. She turned it to a toe.
Okay.
Because the heel sort of doesn't allow you to move upward enough because of the way that the volume is turned.
So you would have competed in this if you weren't pre-qualified. How
Yes,
would you
I
have
would've.
solved this boulder?
Like a lot of the others who did this problem, I would probably skip those two volumes on the side,
Uh-huh.
blue and the orange. And from here, I'd go straight, like, bump my hand to the zone.
Okay. Wow.
A lot of people held the pinch with their left hand and then just bumped their left hand right up to the next zone,
Okay.
which is, I think, the most efficient way to do it.
Which takes a lot of upper body strength.
Yeah, but honestly, if you position your body the right way, if you do get your left hand there and then, like, keep your feet the right way on that left volume, you should be able to bump up.
Okay. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
The toe.
right now she's sort of trying to reach from the roof straight up to the zone, but she has to stand up a little more on her foot
Mm-hmm.
and sort of just catch the zone.
Purvi on her 4th attempt.
It's important to remember what you did in previous attempts so that you don't spend too much time trying to figure it out again
Yeah.
in the next attempt.
I think that's something that I struggle with as well as a beginner climber.
Yeah.
You're just trying to find the quickest way up the wall.
Yeah.
But that's not always like the best
Yeah, yeah.
solution there is.
You should, like, while you're climbing, while you're competing, you should always keep analyzing what you're doing wrong, how you could change it, or try different betas.
Yes. She was trying to smear on the wall there for a second.
But she's already got this section down, so she should be able to recreate it. I think she should, if she like takes a better rest.
Yeah. How important is it to take rests?
Yeah,
in
so a lot
bouldering?
of beginner climbers, especially when they compete for the first time, they're so enthusiastic about competing
Yeah.
that they just go at it, like,
Absolutely.
attempt after attempt without taking a break in the middle. But taking that rest, that timed rest, is so important because a lot of the times, like especially on a route like this that's on a roof or an incline, you need to give your arms the rest to be able to generate that amount of power again.
Yes. And we all saw in the boys round that they were not giving up, but like stopping their attempts when they thought it would be too much, because of course you already have 3 more routes that you have to climb after this.
So you have to
it's
gauge
important
everything.
to pace yourselves.
Being able to give your arms that rest to generate the power, but also these guys have been climbing since yesterday morning, so their skin is pretty bad. So they need to manage their skin also, because they have to finish the 4 routes.
We saw all of the women compete in the lead finals yesterday,
Yeah.
and that was a thrill to watch.
Yep. We got Jayati in first place.
They also competed in speed today morning.
Yeah, speed was super fun.
It was.
Speed is always super fun to watch.
That was my first time watching a speed final live.
Oh, how'd you
Oh
like it?
my god, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Like there's no room for error.
There is not.
And I was just discussing with Nikhil, who was my co-host at the time this morning. Imagine being a speed climber, training specifically for speed, and then like getting a false start. There are no
False
second
starts
chances.
Are the absolute worst. Because at least before false start used to be like you do one false start, you get another chance. But now you do
Just
one
one.
false start, you're out.
Yeah. And one of the pads on what's called the starting pad.
Yeah.
Over here in
Touchpad.
this venue,
Yeah.
the touch pads. Apparently, the surface beneath it was wonky.
Yeah.
So there
there's
were a lot
little
of
bit
false
a
starts
problem.
today.
Yeah.
We have Sonali up next. This is the Boulder Women's Final. Only 3 out of our 7 finalists will get to go on to the Nationals.
Sonali is coming back from, or making her comp debut, I guess, again after
Yes.
an injury.
Very serious injury,
Yeah,
which
she
happened
tore her
last year.
ACL, which was really scary. Actually
Mhm.
happened right 10 feet from her
Oh my God.
on this wall.
She's moving past that PTSD.
yeah.
very
It's really
strong.
cool.
hmm
See, she bumped her hand pretty easily.
So strong.
That was really good.
It's always such a treat to watch Sonali climb. It's always so graceful,
Yeah, she's very
thought out,
smooth.
controlled.
The easiest way to do this at this point would be to just lunge for that black.
hmm
This orange hold is not that much of a help, I think, because the foothold underneath it is dual tech.
Yes. And
Nice,
she
that's
has
nice.
one of her hands on the top.
She's got a
Will she
match
able
now.
to match it?
Oh,
And
that's
she
a nice
did.
match.
The first top of the competition, Sonali Pereira, who is also the sister of Bharat Pereira, who we saw in the men's Boulder Finals.
Who came first in men's.
hmm Runs in the family.
First in lead, first in boulder,
Yes.
second in speed.
Second only to Deepu.
Deepu
is-
the national record holder.
Yes.
so.
I heard that he's been breaking his record
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah, he did it
So,
4 times this year.
mhm. There were also people here to shoot a documentary for him for his road to
They've
the
been
Olympics.
following her around
So,
for a few
mhm.
days.
India has a bright future, I think. Especially
they
like
do.
just people out of Bangalore as well.
Yeah, I'm biased, so I'm gonna say definitely. It's a glimpse into junior boys bouldering right now. Okay.
Janvi Mathuria from women and Arya Bandala from boys.
We have Janvi walking up to route number 1. So far, we have seen 1 top on the route. And so far, no just zone.
Yeah, 1 top, and she's
Holds.
got the only zone too.
hmm
So far, Sonu's in first place.
Do you see that chalk bucket, by the way?
Yes,
There's
I
an
did.
entire bucket there.
That's
to
actually
dip your
pretty
hands
funny
into.
because we do use chalk buckets,
Mhm.
but not in the literal sense where
No.
there's a bucket full of chalk. We use chalk bags that are like much bigger, so
Yep.
they're like boulder bags.
But it's a literal red chalk
Yeah,
bucket.
there's a literal
I kinda
bucket
like it.
there filled with chalk. Janvi
Strong start
getting up
by
to the
Janvi.
pinch. Trying to use the
Opting,
other
yeah.
pinch, which is different from what everyone else has tried.
Also went with the right leg instead of the left.
Yeah. That changes her body position a little bit
Mhm.
and makes it a little harder for her to reach that zone because her hips are away from being, it's not directly under the zone. It's a lot
Mhm.
easier to get the zone if you're
Okay.
right under it. In this case, like right now, she's
Yes.
moving away from it a little bit at this point, but
I think she's trying to push up with her right hand as well.
she's trying to pull with her left hand downwards
Yeah.
and pull with her right hand upwards, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Is she gonna go with the left? Nope.
She's trying her same beta again.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's finding it a little hard to pinch that volume, so
Yeah.
she's trying alternative betas, which might prove a little bit harder.
There's a
We're gonna
glimpse
do.
of the so-called chalk bucket. She's pretty smooth up till there, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, didn't quite make it.
She's taking a step back to read what she did wrong.
This is some of our last attempts. Time is running out. Each contestant has 4 minutes on their clock for as many attempts as they want.
Janvi should start climbing pretty quickly at this point.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to make it to that zone.
She seems pretty focused, though. I don't think she's even glanced back
Yeah.
at the clock once
There is
in
a
her zone.
chime that goes off at 1 minute
Mhm.
down, so the athlete knows when they've got a minute left and when they
Yes.
should either start taking a rest right then, or if they should hurry up their climb
Mm-hmm.
if it's a long climb.
And 4 minutes might seem a lot to us
Oh, it
here,
is the
but
fastest 4
ooh,
minutes on
as
the
an
wall.
athlete, I bet
4 minutes does not go faster anywhere
it's
else.
like when you snooze your alarm and you wake up like a
Yeah.
second later. You're like, oh my god, 15 minutes up.
Yeah.
Janvi trying different beta this time. Still is not quite able to reach that pinch.
Yeah, she tried getting her heel there to help her pull her hips up.
Like you said, it would be
Yeah.
more beneficial if it was a toe.
Well, it's beneficial for at this point where she was trying her heel for
Mhm.
her to get her hips up and get that pinch. But she did already get the pinch, so she doesn't need to do that heel.
Yes.
So she's thought of getting both hands there.
So would that zone hold be awarded to her? Or does
No,
she have
she
to put
wasn't
both hands?
stable on it.
Okay. So you just have to be stable on it, but you can just reach for it with one
Very subjective.
hand? Mm-hmm. That's Janvi's time up.
Yeah. So the rule is that you need to. The judge has to tell whether they think you looked
Mhm.
stable enough to make a move from that hold.
Okay.
From women and Dakshil Mathuria from boys.
A lot of the time, people sometimes touch the hold, but even that touch has to be stable.
Mhm.
You can't just like brush your finger against the
Okay.
hold and be like, I got it. Got Lakshmi, who's already qualified for the nationals in lead.
Yeah, she is. Very strong performance for her yesterday.
Yeah, she came second. Oh, she didn't do a valid takeoff.
Oh. So how long do you have to be on the starting holds for?
Just a second is enough. You need to be stable
Mhm.
on all 4 points of takeoff
Okay.
before you make a move to the next hold.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't really a time frame or anything, but you
Okay.
do have to be stable. You can't like run and take off.
Mhm. She did reach for the zone hold, but wasn't quite able to stick it.
Yeah, again, she tried to use that heel, but on this volume, the heel is a little hard to stick.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite slippery, the friction on this volume.
Yes. As the tape indicates, both your feet have to start on that lowest orange hold. And I think that's what happened when she first started
Yeah.
the route.
And to move up from this point, it's always easier to move upwards with a toe
Mm-hmm.
than a heel, because the heel sort of restricts how much you can push from your ankle.
Okay.
You get an extra 3 inches, 4
Mhm.
inches if you put your toe.
Mm.
That
That's
if
a
you
nice
put like
tip.
your
I
heel.
will be following that. Going forward my
Okay.
own climbing.
But I mean, in some places, heels are required.
Always.
so I'm
I
not
will
gonna-
always use it in every scenario.
Oh no. Depends on the problem.
So would that false start count as an attempt?
Yes, it
oh,
does.
it does.
It does. If you
Okay.
do not take off correctly,
Mhm.
they will call you down and they will count it as an attempt.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was a smart move actually. She might be able to hold it.
Mm-hmm.
If she goes a little bit slower than that previous attempt.
Yeah. I think she's trying to calculate if it's gonna
Yeah.
take away too much from her.
She went a little too quickly in that jump for that zone. Oh, she's trying a different beta here. Holding the right side volume.
Same beta that we saw
Janvi try.
John try.
Oh, that actually
Ooh.
seemed to work for her.
That was close.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
If she
That
can maintain
still
some...
wouldn't count as a zone
No,
hold.
that wouldn't. She wasn't stable on it.
Uh-huh.
If she can maintain some tension in that right shoulder, well, if she can lock and pinch hard enough on that
Mhm.
right side volume, I think she should be able to stick that move the way that she did it now. I would advise her to brush that zone volume though once.
Yeah.
It's really important to brush all the volumes before you climb.
Yeah, I
or
don't
in
think
the
any of the
middle.
girls have called for a brush.
Yeah, it's
yet.
something that we're, like Indian climbers, I would say.
Mhm.
I mean, the men all do it, but like the women are still learning to ask for that brush.
Mhm.
'Cause I don't know if it's just that we're so enthusiastic about climbing, we forget that you
Yes,
can
we're
brush
like,
the
"Yeah."
volume. I myself used to forget quite a lot, and then I
Mhm.
forced myself to think about why I'm falling off,
Yeah.
and then I would be like, wait, I'm slipping, so there must be too much chalk. So
And it's such a fine balance between like too much chalk and not enough chalk.
yeah, there is.
I don't know if that was a 1 minute mark or just a train going
Yeah,
off in the
I have no
distance.
idea either. I'm kind
It
of
sounds
confused.
very familiar.
Yeah.
There you go.
Taking the same beta
Very
again.
strong.
Hopefully she can maintain that. Trying something else in the middle of this. She really should commit maybe to one decision, because
Mhm.
this sort of not being able to make the decision in the middle of the route does take a lot of energy. So
It does. And I think she has called it for herself.
yeah,
Which
I
is
think
smart.
she's done for this.
There are
attempt,
still
Still 3 boulders left.
3 boulders left, yeah. But
Gotta
very, very
preserve
good
her
effort.
energy. Got Jayati coming out. Jayati is already secured 2 golds today. Well, today and yesterday. Both
She
in lead and
has.
speed.
What performances we have seen from her.
Yeah, she came into this
Mhm.
being the favorite, I think I would say,
Yeah,
for both,
absolutely.
for all 3 disciplines almost. Sona is a specialist in speed,
Mhm.
so she was really focused on that. But
Yes.
because of the injury, she has taken a little time off.
Yeah, I
she
think
is
she only
back
started
now.
training for it about
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
And
she
still,
just really loves doing
beautiful
speed, so-
performance.
From women and Krishes went from
That was
boys.
easy zone
very
from Jayati.
strong. To cut
Easy
feet there
zone.
is so hard and still
Yeah.
be holding on.
She got strong shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. If she can just match that, she will be awarded that top. Oh, she's a little. Oh no!
Oh, so close.
So close.
I think she's got it in this next try.
Yeah, she'll get it. Her body was a little low, and she was trying to sort of hanging on by the ends of her fingers.
Mhm. I think her feet were also like not
Yeah.
in very comfortable positions.
Yeah. The feet aren't actually that great for this because you're so stretched out between the good foothold underneath the roof and your fingers on that black.
Yeah.
Giving her second attempt now. A little bit of a reach problem here with the zone in this attempt. Okay, she got it.
She's got it. She knows exactly what to do.
She just has to execute at this point.
And we saw her cut feet
cut
the
loose
last
again.
attempt. Yeah. But it takes
I
so
think
much strength to be
her
able to hold on like that.
fingers are better placed right at this point, but oh no, another cut loose.
Yeah. Where would you advise her to put
So
her feet there?
the logical thing to do would be to get your left heel up on that blue volume, but I understand that it might be a little bit hard
Yeah.
because it's quite closely placed to the black volume laterally. So it's a little hard to get your heel that close to your hip.
Okay.
I think it's the best answer is just to maintain that body tension
Yeah.
with your feet and fully load downwards on that black
She
volume.
does seem to be
black hold,
relying
sorry.
solely on her arm strength
Yeah.
here. And on that overhang,
Yeah.
that's going to be hard to do.
Yeah.
She's resting up good for her third attempt. Where she just has to figure out where to place her feet.
Yeah. No, she has to stop cutting loose. That's sort of taking a lot of energy and like strength from her arms. She's not able to put enough pressure on that black hold.
Yeah.
Nice. She's got the zone again. Oh,
Just
little
that
foot
reach
slip
up
there.
is so strong,
Yeah.
so solid.
Okay. She's trying a different beta. Oh no. That's the 1 minute mark. She's got a minute left.
Oh, so it was the 1 minute mark.
Yeah,
it
that
wasn't
was.
a train
It wasn't a
going
train.
off somewhere in distance.
She'll take I think she'd take like a little bit of a bigger break here and maybe start her climb at like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So it'll give her enough time to finish the route, but also give her enough rest in between. Okay, on her last attempt, I think this would be. Let's go, Jaiti.
She has qualified for nationals in both lead and speed.
Yup.
So
Oh no, she's tired. She
And
did
that's her
tire
time
herself out. That's it for Jaiti. So we've only seen one top on this route.
was that a
And
flash as well?
That
think it
was. Yes, I think that was a flash. That was pretty impressive then, actually. She made it look super easy, so we
Yeah.
just assumed other people would top it too, but I guess it wasn't. Way to go, Sonu. We'll move on to the next boulder now. We've finished everybody on this boulder, I believe.
Yes, we have. We've seen some very, very hard boulders today, especially for the men's
Yeah.
finals.
There
I
were
think-
some
Yeah.
interesting moves, I would say.
There were two boulders that nobody was able to top.
Yeah,
And
there
the
was
other
one boulder
two-
where nobody even got the zone.
No. It was crazy.
It was, I mean, I didn't even know what the beta was supposed to be.
Neither did they. Like, we observed their observation period.
Yeah.
And they were all trying to figure it out together.
Yeah.
And they were very confused. I think everybody used the same beta.
Yeah.
Because there's no other way to do it. But it
That
just
first
wasn't
route
correct.
was pretty funny to watch, actually. I was like waiting for everyone to come out, do the easy first section, and then get to that last hold and be like, what is this?
Yeah,
Who
I
put
think
it this
was
way?
designed to confuse you. Because
Yeah.
it's pretty easy breezy until the very last hole.
Yeah.
And then you just can't match on it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to hold on to.
And they tried everything.
Yeah.
Baba tried putting his feet above his head and go
He
do a
used his
toe
chin
lock.
at some point.
He tried
Do you
his
remember
chin.
that?
Yeah.
And Bharat just trying to find loopholes anywhere that he can.
Yeah.
Using his chin. He used the bolt holds. Also,
Using
something that I
his-
haven't seen happen before, at least in things that I've seen, is that he used his body as another hold almost. Like he pushed off on his leg during the
That is something
slab
that
wall.
a lot of people
Mhm.
do in bouldering, especially when you've got like a high foot
Yeah.
and you need to press up and there's nothing else to like
Mm.
push up against. So it's like really,
Kavya
it's a really
from
good way of
women
being
and
able to stand up and just
Absolutely.
pushing on your knee.
from boys.
It was so interesting because it was almost like using your own body as like an extra hold.
Yeah, I haven't thought of that. I mean, thought of it that way, that it's an extra hold your knee. Got Kavya on problem 2.
So as the tape indicates, all 4 of your limbs have to be on that starting hole, and that's the starting position.
Yep.
There you go. She's got it.
I'm not sure they would have awarded her that because her foot. Okay, yeah, they did call her down. Her right leg was not touching the volume.
Okay. So do you have
This
to be
is a-
stable on that?
Yes, you do have to be
Mhm.
stable. The way she's taking off is actually a little harder than there's easier ways to take off for sure. This is a little hard. I mean, I feel like she should use her right leg maybe
Mm-hmm.
because that green volume, the triangle next to her is so close
Yes.
to her. It's really hard to get into the right position. If she just turns away and gets her right heel
Oop,
up,
there you
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
She heard you.
Yeah. Oh no. Prompting.
Still struggling a little bit, even with her. Oh, she has her left foot up now.
Yeah. She's back to the left foot beta. This takeoff actually is easier for shorter people.
Yes, I was actually telling Nikhil about this when
I
we were
think
watching
they
the
would have
men's
given her that.
finals.
Yeah, it's harder for taller people
Mhm.
to get into that crouchy position and be stable before
Yes,
they take
I
off.
was so proud. I was like, this is a move that was
Yeah.
made for me. Not a lot of things are.
Oh, okay.
Didn't quite reach that.
Her hips were still quite low under her hand. She needs to stand up on her feet a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's finding it a little hard again to take off. Okay. Come on.
So as you said, her false start counts as an attempt.
Yeah, it does. So
So I
this
think
is
it's
her
fourth attempt.
fourth. I think this is her third attempt. She got called down the first time
Mm-hmm.
and then didn't really take off for a while until she did.
Yes.
So even if your
Until
foot
she heard you.
right. Even if her foot came off the mat like 3 inches,
Mhm.
they would still consider that as an attempt. So be
Okay.
really careful when you're shuffling around on that mat.
Yes. As I've mentioned before, while she's been climbing, this is her first competition ever.
Yeah,
And
she'll learn a lot from this
Yes.
competition.
absolutely. And she's climbing so well, so strong.
Oh, finding that takeoff hard again. Come on, Kavya.
Waiting for that
So
train
again-
sound for the 1 minute buzzer.
Again, she tried to put her heel. It would be so much easier if she just put her toe
Yes.
and then pulled on the side of the volume.
Mm-hmm. Nice good grip from that angle. There you go. I feel
That's
like that
that.
sound has changed since the morning. I don't think it was this intense before.
Sorry, guys. I've got a cold. A lot of nose blowing here.
Kavya on half a minute left on her attempt.
I think the most she's going to get out of this route at this point is the zone if she does manage this takeoff. So she's got to hurry up a little bit.
Left. And she seems to be tiring out a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Struggling on the first hold.
And that's
And
time.
that is Kavya's time. Good effort.
The next climbers are Purvi Raj Purohit from women and Gaurav from boys.
We have Purvi out on the mat next. We have a little bit of a technical difficulty
Sorry
as well.
about this.
We'll be right back. But Purvi has started her attempt. All 4 limbs are in place on the starting hold.
She has got a valid takeoff, I think. They haven't called her down. Yeah, okay. Here we go.
Easily reaches up for the next hold.
Oh,
Ooh, her heels slipped off.
I think she hasn't noticed that chip on the volume, the pink foothold.
I think she's seen it now.
I hope she's seen it now.
It's very Christmassy, this route.
Yeah, it is.
So only 3 of our qualifiers will make it through to the nationals.
Right
And
now,
that
the
is happening.
Top 3 are Sonu, and then
Jayati.
we're not sure about the rest, I guess, because they've all gotten. Most of them have gotten zones, but
Yes.
not the top. So
But the nationals are happening right here in Bangalore from the 21st to the 24th of December. So a nice little Christmas present for us all. We will be live streaming that as well. So
Yay.
you should follow a Beta Hub and India Climbing to stay tuned with what we're up to.
Purvi trying the same beta again. I think she still hasn't noticed that pink foothold, which would make this route a lot easier for her if she's able to put that foot on that pink hold. She's got this move down though, which is
Yes.
great.
I think she's seen it now. And
Yeah,
she
there we
has.
go. Oh, that sloper is pretty bad. The one that both her hands were on.
Does this wall have a slight incline?
It's not slight, actually. It's almost 20 degrees,
Oh,
I want to
really?
say.
It doesn't look like anything from this angle.
Yeah, it looks quite straight, but then once you get on the wall, you'll see it's not that straight. And gravity is like calling you down.
Yep. We've all had high gravity days.
Oh yeah.
They're
For
the
sure.
worst.
We're going to get that zone again.
There you go.
Hopefully she gets it
Easy
this
work
time.
for Purvi.
Okay, she's got that foot on that pink. One way. Oh, nice. That's nice. She got the zone. Oh, no. Not sure why she let go at that point because she looked quite stable.
Yeah. I don't think she went into it with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Maybe she was
Maybe she got it. Yeah.
that she got there.
And one way to get that zone in a stable position would be to convert that left heel that she has on that volume into a toe. So then she gets more reach that way, and she'll be
Yeah.
able to reach the zone while her foot is still on that volume, keeping her stable.
Again, I think height plays a big role in that first move there. And
Yes,
Purvi
it
is a
does.
bit of a taller climber.
Yeah, she is.
So, bit of a struggle there. Which never
she's-
happens.
Yeah. Okay, she's got the zone.
I see what you mean about the heel hook
Yeah.
turning into a toe hook
No,
there.
she didn't do the toe hook actually this time. She did use the toe, her right toe on
Yeah.
that foothold, but she didn't catch her toe hook on the side of that volume, which would make it easier for her. Oh, losing an attempt there.
Was that another false start?
No, she fell off on her own on that attempt. They didn't call her down. I think they called her down this time.
Oh.
This takeoff proving to be a little bit of a problem for all the athletes. Oh, she's
And
done.
she's called it.
Just
And
in
there's
time.
the time as well. Good effort from Purvi. We have Sonali up next. She was the only one to top boulder number 1.
Currently in
With
first
ease.
place.
With grace.
The next members are Sonali Pereira and Veeresh SM.
Sonali taking her time to analyze the route once before she starts.
Which is always a good thing to do rather than just rushing in to do the problem. Because it has been quite some time since you observed the routes during observation. So
Yeah, I think it's been a good 30 minutes at least.
Yeah. So it's always good to just refresh your mind and know what moves you're going to be doing.
So that counts as an attempt.
Yeah, I think that was an attempt. I can't see her feet from here, so I don't really know if she took her foot off the mat or not.
I don't think she did.
If she didn't, then they shouldn't really count it as an attempt. You can shuffle around on the mat as much as you want, so long as your foot does not come off the ground.
Both your feet or just one?
Both your feet. Well, one foot already is on the volume, so
Yeah.
if the other one comes off too, then that's a problem. I think this was counted as an attempt. She did try to sit on that volume. She is also one of the taller climbers, the taller women.
Yes.
So this might be a little bit hard, but like I said, with the right leg approach, it's a lot easier. She just needs to be able to turn her hip
She
once
did
she gets
start
on the
it,
volume.
but she wasn't able to move forward.
She needs to be able to turn her hips once she gets on that volume.
Quick look at the clock. Not quite.
It is really cool that Sonali's gotten back into bouldering at the place where she got injured, because as someone who's been recently injured, it's really fresh for me, so I've still got a lot of PTSD, but I also don't think that, I feel like I won't be completely rid of that PTSD for the rest of my life.
And as you said, she fell like some 10 meters away from where she is right now.
Yeah, just like on the other side of this wall. And
At
it's
this
quite a
exact same
square
time
fall.
last year.
Yeah.
And she had an ACL tear. It wasn't just like
it
a
wasn't
minor injury.
And she came back from that, and that she's like mentally strong enough to take falls and stuff now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, she was saying that she doesn't want to risk too much because it is quite a serious injury.
Yeah, it is. It took a lot of rehab to get back from.
But she has given us very, very good performances on all 3 disciplines: speed,
Yeah,
lead,
she
and
has.
bouldering.
Her brother
she's
cheering for her quite loudly at this point.
She jammed her elbow into that hold for a little bit of support.
I think that's why she's laughing. 'Cause she knows that wasn't allowed.
That was something that Bharat would do, I think.
I think he would get called down for that. You can't use other volumes to take off. Even it's to support on a different limb. Recalculating now, thinking about different ways to do this takeoff.
There's another chalk bucket. I haven't seen that one before.
Oh yeah, I actually saw this one. I didn't know there was a red one.
The red one's quite a statement, I think.
Oh, I think she's gonna try a run start, which I
Ooh.
think would be a little hard on this wall because it has that 20-degree incline.
Yes.
It's hard to maintain the core tension that you need to be able to be stable for them to like agree that it's a takeoff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Ow!
That looked. I heard that.
Oh, I can
And we're
feel her pain. We've all done that.
We are sitting pretty far away from the wall right now.
Yeah, and I heard
and
that
scrape
thump.
was.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah I totally feel her pain. We've done that countless
And
times.
you can
Run
see
into
that
a
it's
volume.
hurting her quite a bit. Less than a minute left on her clock as well.
The next climbers are Janvi Mathuria.
That was
and
Sonali.
Arya Pandala.
And now we have John V up next.
Janvi finding that super easy as a takeoff. She's one of the smallest climbers, I think, in this final. So like we said, when we're discussing, it's easier for shorter
Yes.
climbers. She found that
She
super
had
easy.
No problem at all. And she has
And
located
finding that
right chip.
foothold. Oh, very nice. Flash attempt to the zone. Oh, okay.
Ooh. Again, I think her height was a problem there.
At this
'cause
point.
she tried to get her heel up.
Yeah, but the reason she sort of fell off in that position, I think, is more to do with how her shoulders were placed while she was holding those two slopers. One shoulder was sort of turned inwards,
Okay.
so it's a little harder to bring that heel up.
Yeah.
It would be easier if both her arms were facing each other.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Getting both feet into the scoop
short
of that
climber
volume.
supremacy. We've actually seen shorter climbers do very interesting things today. Lokesh Rajan from the
Yes.
men's, he broke so many betas, and the crowd was so happy to see it. It's just so exciting to see.
One really cool thing about Loki is that he does not make excuses for his height.
No, absolutely not.
He tries everything possible to make up for being a shorter climber.
Mm-hmm.
Because I myself complain quite a bit about being short. And
Yeah, you
all the
never hear him complain, do you?
Yeah, he does not.
Maybe we are the problem.
No, we're not. No, we're not, Lenny. We're not. The tall climbers will
second that.
always be the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Getting cheers for the junior climber who's climbing. And Johnny's taken off again.
Feet on that hold.
That is
Trying a different
very
angle
cute.
this time. Oh, she slipped off.
a little.
I think she tried it from a different angle and it didn't quite work for her. Taking a step back and analyzing the route. But she will have to hurry up to get that zone. Her time is almost up.
Anvi's already gotten the zone now, so... Or has she? Did she get the zone?
I don't think so.
Oh, she did get the zone. She did try to get her heel up, so they would
Okay,
have awarded her
cool.
that zone. So at this point, she's just trying to get to that top.
And she's called it. Again, very important for our climbers to pace themselves. They still
Yeah.
have 2 more routes to go.
A lot of the times, newer climbers will push till the last second because they really want to finish that route.
And that's why experience comes in so handy.
Yeah, that's true. You have to keep in mind that there are more problems to climb. Unless it's your last boulder problem, then you just go all out and give it everything.
We did see on the men's routes, though, the last boulder was impossible
Oh my God.
for everybody. And even though it was the last boulder, I think a lot of them gave up before time.
Yeah,
'cause they
because
knew. They
at some
knew
point
there was
they were
no
just
point.
like, God knows how to do this problem.
Uh-huh. So you yourself have just recently, you said, recovered from an elbow dislocation injury.
Yeah, that's
How is that
right.
going?
It's going okay, I would say. I mean, I'm a little cynical about most things, so I'm always hard on myself about training and stuff. But it's going okay. I'm back to climbing.
How
it's
long
been
of a
like
break did you take from training?
3 months,
3
which
months.
was really
Yeah,
hard.
That would have been hard.
3 months, like for someone who trains all the time, to suddenly stop training
Absolutely.
is like, it's like you don't know what to do with yourself.
Yeah. You are pre-qualified for the nationals, though.
Yes,
So
I
you
am.
will be going up against whoever qualifies from these women.
Yes, I will. Can't wait.
I can't
miss
wait
competing.
either. When was
always
your last
hard.
competition then?
I did my last World Cup. So I injured myself while I was training in Austria. I was there to compete in World Cups. The last one was in July, like 2 weeks before I fell and injured
Okay.
myself. Lakshmi. So we've got Lakshmi climbing now. They called her down. An invalid takeoff again. Technically, they would consider that as an attempt each time she hopped like that,
Okay.
because her foot did come off
Yes.
the mat. So
But are
if you're
judges
really
that
stringent,
like finicky about it? Will they be counting
I
each
think
hop
they're
that
not
she did?
here.
Okay.
But there are
There you go.
some stringent judges who would not let any of those go. Okay, trying to get to that zone. She's going for that sloper now. Got her
Strong.
foot. Oh,
Slips off the right side.
she lost focus on her feet for just a second while trying to adjust her hand
And
on
sometimes
that volume.
that's all it takes.
That is all it takes. A split second. And Lakshmi
She has asked for a
there.
brush.
Yay! That is a good idea to brush those two volumes. The slopers tend to get very chalky very quickly because
Yes.
everyone puts loads of chalk on their hand in attempt to stick the sloper.
Especially if you're like one of the last people out in the order.
Yes, you have to
It
brush
gets so
everything.
chalky.
Getting that zone again. Just trying to get the zone. And here we go. Oh.
Ooh. Again, I think her foot slipped off, didn't it?
Her body position was not the best, I would say, going for that zone. She was still, her hips were still quite towards the left and
Yeah.
not moving towards that zone.
Super crouchy move there.
That is a valid takeoff. Sorry about that person's face.
Yeah, our cameras are quite low in the audience.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's get that zone.
Smooth.
Yes. Okay. She's got to move right.
Again.
She has to let go. She did turn that heel into a toe, but I think for a shorter climber that might prove to be a little bit difficult.
Okay. So what would you think? What do you think she would?
She needs to completely take her foot off the side of that volume.
Okay.
And just sit on her right leg and reach. Oh, here we get a top in the juniors. A lot of hands clapping in the way of the camera. That's actually Janvi's brother, Dakshil.
That's cute that they're on the wall at the same time.
Lakshmi going for that elusive zone again. She needs to cut loose that heel.
Ooh. And she's called it.
Okay. She
Very
was
good performance.
quite
from
locked
Lakshmi,
on that left volume. To be able to hold slopers like that, it's always best to be directly perpendicular to... I'm going to sound like a physics nerd at this point, but it actually works if you're like perpendicular to the way that the hold volume is placed. You're exerting force perpendicular to that. It's always best because then you'll be stable on that volume.
So you're saying if a hold is slanting,
Yeah.
so you need to put it at a right angle
Yes.
degree. I don't know if that made sense.
Yeah.
I think your explanation was bigger.
It's easier to explain when you're showing someone the route. In this, I'll take the example of that hold before the zone. To be stable on that, the way that it's placed is just straight vertically up.
Yes.
Like the nice part of it is just facing straight up. So the best way to be stable on that would be to have your hips directly below it.
Okay.
And arms extended.
Yes. This is Jayati on her second attempt.
Jayati's nickname is Minnie. We've got Minnie on route 2. Jayati currently in second place. Oh, that's not a takeoff.
I didn't think it was. I didn't think her right foot touched the starting hold.
Yeah, it was a little shady, I would say. But I think she should get it. It didn't seem like too much of a problem. She just has to bend her
Stabilize
knee a little more. Again, this would be easier for her to do if she just turned that heel into a toe. Then it would be easier for her to also bend the other knee and get that toe also on this volume, because she'd be able to stand on that left foot and her hips would go up. So it's like more space created for your body to contort into that volume.
She did it this time.
Yeah, there we go. Getting that foothold, heel in place. Yeah, there we go. Just waiting for her to turn that right hand to the right side of that volume. This is the best way to get the zone, because her hips are already moved to the side.
Yes.
Ah, there we go. Now she'll get her left heel up. Oh no, cut loose.
Her foot came right off that crimp.
Another
Would you call it a
split
crimp?
second. I can't really tell from here. It looks just like a flat chip to me.
Okay.
I'm not sure if someone can crimp it. I don't really know what hold that is exactly. There's like a split second loss of focus on that foot. And like you said, split seconds can bring you down. But she'll get it. I think she'll get it in this attempt.
She's analyzing.
She's taking her time,
move again.
which is pretty good, because I think those slopers are quite powerful. They drain your arms faster than you would think.
Yeah. She looks exhausted, but she will power through.
Yes, she will.
No doubt about it.
She likes powerful routes.
As we saw, her endurance yesterday on this lead routes were something else.
She has hurt her finger a little bit in the past 2 weeks or so. She was complaining of some finger pain, had it taped up and stuff. But doesn't seem to be a problem today, which is great.
Yeah, I would never have known.
Oh. 1 minute
Fell
mark.
off, and she has 1 minute left on her attempt. This is a women's boulder on their boulder number 2. We have 2 more to go. We will now shortly be moving on to women's boulder number 3, which is being chalked up as we speak, or brushed off. Kavya has started on route number 3. This is the Boulder Women's Final here at the South Zone climbing competition.
This is I'd say the most powerful of all the boulders. It's got
Again,
a lot of
quite an incline.
Yeah, so this incline is, I think, if I'm not wrong, 40 degrees. Like 35 to 40 degrees.
Which I have trained on a spam wall before at my gym,
Yeah.
which is 40 degrees. And it is hard
Yeah.
to stay on that wall.
Yeah.
It's all about core tension.
Yes. Yeah, this problem also involves a lot of core tension and shoulder strength because those slopers are bad. You need to be able to lock off quite a bit to be able to do these moves. Especially if you don't have the core strength to keep your feet on the wall. You still can get through the route if you've got enough of that lock-off strength.
It's all about foot technique as well here.
Yes.
which I've learned.
Kavya trying to get that green sloper.
How would you palm that sloper?
So-
She's finding it difficult to like find any friction on that. Also, I think it needs to be brushed off a little bit.
It does need
It
to be
looks
brushed
very
a little bit. It's
chalky.
pretty chalky. But also her hips are still quite low. She needs to pull a lot more with that left hand so that because her hand isn't really reaching the green at this point.
No.
She's sort of just throwing to it. She needs to pull a lot more with that left hand in order to get her full palm on that green.
Yeah, she's still throwing for it and hoping for the best. The zone hold for this as well is pretty high up. We can't even see it on the stream right now.
So I've just been informed that there's only going to be 3 boulders for women.
Oh. So this is the last boulder then?
Yeah, looks like it. I thought they might set one more
Mm-hmm.
because generally a final has 4 routes, 4 minutes each. But I think it's a time crunch.
Mm-hmm.
So they've
Yeah,
set 3
events have been
boulders.
delayed quite a bit today because of rain, weather
Yeah.
conditions.
Yeah, we spoke a little too soon yesterday when we said
Yes.
that the
Yesterday we
weather
went
was
on for
perfect.
so long about how the weather is
Bangalore's
perfect in
weather.
Bangalore.
And then God was like, I'll show you.
Mm-hmm. And he showed us.
Yeah.
In the morning for the men's qualifiers round, and women's actually, the mats were wet.
Yeah, it
So,
was drizzling
yeah.
quite a bit.
It wasn't ideal, but we've made it through. But it looks
Yeah,
like one
they
boulder
powered
has
through
had
everything.
to be cut from the women's finals. So this is the last boulder they'll be climbing on.
Kavya calls it a day.
Next climbers will be Sonali Pereira and Veeresh SM.
We've got Sonali up next
Sona's
on the
still
last boulder of the
firmly
day.
in first place
Mm-hmm.
with that first top.
Sorry, it will be Purvi Rajpurohit.
Okay, we take it back. Oh,
The
Sona will
MC
not be
has just
coming out.
announced that is Purvi, not Sonali, up next on the last boulder route for the women's boulder finals.
And with this final ending, zonals will be over.
Mm-hmm. It's been a journey the last few days. Action-packed. We've seen a lot of great climbs, great climbers. We witnessed the speed finals today, and that was quite something to witness. Purvi off to a strong start.
Nice. She's got that green hold. Sorry, volume down. She will have to match on that to
Mm-hmm.
move on. But another way to do it, actually, she actually does not have to match. She can go straight for that yellow with her left hand. if
Yeah,
she can
she is
pull
pretty
with her right hand enough.
tall.
Yeah, no, but even like other athletes, I think the beta is to go straight to the
Mhm.
left hand to your yellow. But you need to be able to pull on that green sloper.
taking a long analyzing of the route. That was not English. I'm so sorry. She analyzed the route. Long and
That's
hard
okay,
there.
It's been a long day.
It has. And she's not able to quite get her feet firmly on that first hole to reach up to the yellow, as you
Yeah.
suggested.
She needs to pull a little more with that green, right hand on that green to be able to get her left foot on that first takeoff hole.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's sort of a lunge for the yellow, honestly, which I also don't think is a great hold.
Oh, I was just going to say, it looks like a nice pocket would suddenly materialize once you're on that hold, but maybe not.
I think it has a certain, like a nice in cut to it, but on that
Mhm.
incline, I
It's
think
not
it
gonna
would
be
prove
much
to
help.
a little bit annoying of a
Mhm.
hold.
She tried to reach up for the green sloper again.
Slowly,
not
I
much
think losing a little
success.
bit of that power. It's been a long day. She competed in the speed. She competed in the speed today, lead yesterday.
Mhm. It's
Everybody's
been a
tired,
long
so-
weekend for our athletes as well.
Yeah. But these guys are used to it. We're used to it, as all zonal comps are always like this. Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of competing packed in 2 or
That's
3
what
days.
you sign up for.
Yeah.
Zonals
We
are
enjoy
actually
it,
4
though.
days long. So maybe,
Nationals.
sorry, nationals.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll be more spread out.
It is more spread out than zonals, I would say.
Little overexposure
Sorry
here.
about that overexposure kind of blinded us.
We're back now. She had it. She was very
did
close
go for
to
that yellow.
holding that.
I think that was her best attempt so far.
Mm-hmm.
These volumes that they're holding right now are very new. The holds, volumes, everything. They got them recently from Indonesia. So a lot of these athletes, it's their first time trying any of these holds or volumes.
Yeah. And because they're newer, they're not very chalked up. Does that mean
Yes.
it'll be a lot more slippery, a lot
Yes.
easier, like harder to break on,
Yes.
break into, break onto?
Yeah. But, I mean, they've been used quite a bit over the past 2 days, so I think they're okay at this point.
And she threw for that, but again, her hand slipped on the green sloper.
She's getting a little tired, I think. She's not able to replicate that one good attempt.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll be a little bit less than 2 minutes left on our clock now.
Oh, there we go. She calls it. I think that's the end of today's comp for Puri.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get Sonu.
Sonali up next.
Still firmly in that first place. I think she'll be
Yes.
really surprised with that.
The only top of the the
Of
competition
the
so
final
far, yeah.
round For women, I'm pretty sure she'll be surprised with that.
Mm-hmm.
She went into this just wanting to have fun on the wall.
Yeah. She's trying to take everything lightly because of her injury.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, she's killed it this
Yeah, she
competition.
has.
She's been climbing continuously for the last 2 days, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
And still going strong. End of day 2.
She does climb at EQ quite a bit, so I think she might be able to navigate through this route
Mm-hmm.
because of the
The
incline
40-degree
and being
spam
able to
wall.
knowing how to move on that wall.
Yeah. That was so smooth.
She did get that, like I said, she did get that easily. That was great.
Mhm.
She's got to throw to this volume above her head now with her right hand. That was really
And
good.
she's made zone 1.
She has got that zone. They will award it to her. She's got a match here. That's pretty cool. Just the top now,
Mhm.
within reach. Oh.
Ooh, so close. She
There
did
are
look pretty tired there.
Yeah, she did. But she did. She was quite solid.
Everyone's
She's
rooting
really
for Sonali.
really close to that top.
She's very adored in the climbing community.
She is. She is. She's really sweet. There are a few different betas for that last move that people have tried.
Mm-hmm.
The junior girls had something similar to this, where they, like, some people got both hands on that zone volume
Yeah.
and then threw for the top with their right hand and sort of swung, but nobody managed to top it. So I'm interested to see which beta will work here. Another person did what Sonu just tried to do and get one hand on the zone and another hand on the right side volume.
She's made easy work of it so far.
Yeah, she's managed to replicate it really well
Mm-hmm.
without too much wasting energy. That was great.
There you go.
Very solid.
Just gonna match on that once more.
That's a very good position to be in. She's a little struggling at this point. The first
Again, I
time
think
was
her knee
definitely easier.
Is coming into play here.
I think she was also a little bit scared of the fall here.
Yeah. That did put her knee in quite a compromising
Yes, it
situation.
did.
And that's where she has her
She
injury.
seems pretty happy though.
Yeah.
I think she's made good progress
She
on
also
the route.
scraped her knee pretty badly on that
Yeah,
first
on that green on that
the
green
one that we
route,
can see
yeah.
right now.
But she's made really good progress on this. I don't think anyone can beat her at this point.
No, I think she's got it in the bag.
She's gotten one top and one zone. Oh no, actually Jayati could beat her if she does top this. It'll come down to attempts. I'm not really sure where we're at that.
Taking her time before she probably tries her last attempt at this boulder. She's almost got it.
Yeah, it's just that last move. She has to figure out what she wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got to get back in that position she was in that first attempt. That was her
Yes.
best one so far.
Not struggling at all at this point.
It's just muscle memory now.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Come on. The first time that match was actually pretty easy for her. She did it because a lot of the junior girls did struggle with that match on
Yeah.
that volume. She made it look pretty easy, actually.
1 minute left on the clock, but she has called it.
I think
she's a
she'll
little
give it one
cautious
more attempt.
about
She's
her knee.
deciding whether she wants to or not, whether it's worth it.
Looking back at her
I think-
brother and the crowd for
I think
reassurance.
her competitive side will get the better of her. She'll give it another attempt.
Mm-hmm. This is the last boulder, by the way, for the Women's Boulder Finals. Oh, she has decided not
Did talk
to.
about a tweak in her shoulder the past 2 days.
Great attempt. Looking very happy,
Looking
though.
directly at the camera there.
Breaking the fourth
happy
wall.
face. She did talk about a tweak in her shoulder that she's been trying to be very careful about. She didn't want to push it too much.
Yeah,
so I
she hasn't
think-
strained a lot with, especially with speed today.
And this problem is quite a little bit hard on the shoulders.
Yeah.
So that last, when she did take off and then come down, I think she decided it was better not to push it. She's done all that she can, though. She's put herself in first place.
Yes.
We have Janvi taking her first attempt, getting that green quite easily.
Wasn't quite able to stabilize on that yellow.
Yeah.
Again, 40 degrees is quite an incline. Not
That
easy to
is-
do at all.
It is a beast of an incline.
And you can't see it from this angle, but it do be steep.
Yeah. It's easier to tell. Well, I mean, I guess you could tell sort of by how her braid is hanging behind her head.
Yes, that's the only
with a
only
chalk
thing
bag,
that shows you.
it would be easy to tell
Mhm.
how it hangs behind you.
What are the things on her wrists?
She's got tape. She's got her wrist taped up.
Okay.
I think she's had a little bit of a tweak in both her wrists.
Mm-hmm.
They might be feeling a little weak,
Yeah.
especially on slopers. It's really easy to hurt your wrists while you're training on slopers. So climbers usually tape up their wrists
Mm-hmm.
to just give it that little extra support.
Okay. Shout out to Boulderbox for sponsoring this live stream. This is actually the first time that zonals have been live streamed,
Yes, it is.
and
It's
we are
pretty
going to
cool.
do it again in the nationals. So do stay tuned. Follow
Boulderbox.
Boulderbox. Follow
Sorry.
Beta Hub on Instagram for updates on when it's going to happen.
Janvi almost getting that yellow there. Slipping off last second.
Ooh, I think she's a little bit tired at this point.
Not able to stick that green.
Mm-hmm. Crowd hyping Janvi up. Trying to swing for it.
That is a good way to exert less energy than
Mhm.
just pull and reach.
Yeah.
You could just let the momentum take you up to the hole.
She wasn't able to hold on for long though.
That's the downside of it, is that
Mhm.
you also have to deal with the end momentum and stop it.
Yeah.
Opting to start with a
She
cross
does look
hand.
pretty exhausted at this point.
Oh.
Janvi giving it another shot with just 1 minute left on her clock. I think she's resting up before she tries it again because that was pretty physically strenuous.
Got another top in the junior boys. Janvi, I think, calling it a day.
Mm-hmm. Great effort though.
The next climbers will be Lakshmi Matangi and Dakshil Mathuria.
Can you pee also for me?
Should be chalking up before her first attempt. Putting on maybe a tad bit too much chalk.
Mhm. So our climbers do get observation time
Yes.
before the climb starts, but that was a good like 40 minutes to an hour ago. So
Yeah,
it's always
that
good to
was.
refresh their memory. You saw she took a long observation time just now as well to just analyze the route once before she started on it.
Just threw for that yellow a little bit too hard.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to keep her core tight and control that movement so that even she probably will cut loose, but she has to make sure that cut loose isn't too big
Yeah.
that it pulls her off the wall.
You can see it's very, very draining on her arms here.
Yes, it is. She has to pull with her whole arm, lat, shoulder, bicep, everything.
This is route number 3, which we have just been informed is the last route for the women's boulder final. Due to time constraints, we've also been delayed by the weather today.
Got a good crowd here today. Hyping up the athletes really well.
And they've been here all day, so
Yeah, they have.
like
Shout out to the
great
crowd.
stamina. She did throw again for the yellow,
Oh,
but wasn't
no.
quite able to hold on.
Also feeling a little bit tired, I think. Not able to generate enough power from that green volume.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Lakshmi going in for another attempt. Same beta. The thing with this route is that there aren't really that many different beta options to try,
Mm-hmm.
at least with this first part.
Yeah. It all just boils down to technique.
Yeah. A lot of strength involved in this route. Checking the clock there, making sure she has enough time for an attempt. One thing we haven't seen in this entire boulder comp is a buzzer finish.
Yes.
I was kind of hoping to see one of
Those
those.
are so exciting.
They're
I've never
really
seen
fun
one
to
in the
watch.
flesh. I've watched a few.
Yeah. They're
online
really fun
ones.
to watch.
Mhm. I think the route setters have like really done a great job on these routes. We haven't actually seen a lot of tops
Yeah.
for men or women this time round.
The last member for today is Jayati Kadam Shetty and Krisha Swan.
Our last contestant, Jayati, is about to start climbing shortly.
She actually just came back from Delhi, I think, was it 4 days ago?
Mhm.
5 days ago. She had actually gone there to train at Boulderbox.
Okay. So Boulderbox is the place where also some of the boys,
Yes.
Vishak
Vishak
and
and Bharat.
Bharat, trained, and everyone just has such nice things to say about it.
Yeah, it is.
Like the
It's amazing.
climbing the facilities are insane. And as an architect, you were saying that you really, really appreciate their design and
Yes.
architecture and the way it's laid out.
I do. Their aesthetics are on point.
Mhm.
And just the way that they've utilized the space that they had was really cool.
Absolutely. Jayati on her
Jayati
first
cruising
attempt.
through the route,
She really is.
getting that zone really easily. Flash attempt.
All that training
eyeing
at
that top
Boulderbox really
there.
paying off.
Oh.
Ooh, she
Little
threw for the
scary fall.
final hold, but wasn't quite able to make it.
Yeah, she threw for that hold, but sort of didn't pull hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more of like a reach for the hold.
Okay,
than
yeah.
the pull that was necessary.
Hmm. Boulderbox also offers you like a wide range of other sports, not sports specifically, like they do yoga, they offer you aerial arts, they do classes for children, they have a bunch of various things that you can do there. They have a library, they have a cafe, so like you can just watch people climb. Watching people climb makes you so much better, I think, as a beginner climber especially.
She has probably trained on that incline. They've got a really good spam wall
Yes.
at Boulderbox. She probably has trained on that quite a bit, which is showing off here today.
They also take people
That's
out for
interesting.
outdoor
Oh.
climbing, don't they?
There we tried that beta again where you get two
She
hands
swung
on
out.
both
Her legs literally swung out so far away from the wall.
Taking a good long rest here, which I think is really smart. It's a really powerful boulder, really tiring.
Mm-hmm.
It's good that she gets that energy back in her arms.
She's got this part down pretty well. Just like Sonali did. It's just
Finding it a
the
little
reach
hard
to
to
the
match
top
again.
hold.
Oh,
Ooh, she went directly for it. That was a scary fall.
scary fall. Honestly, watching people fall is a lot more scary for me, PTSD-wise,
PTSD.
than actually falling myself. Because I mean, I haven't fallen since I fell that day.
Because
I'm
you're too
very
scared to
safe
fall.
now.
Yep.
I don't do things that involve falls. I'm like really scared. So I just watch other people fall, and it freaks me out.
We have seen some very, very, like not bad falls, but scary falls for sure.
Yes, we have. This
Especially
wall is quite
when
high.
we were watching lead finals yesterday. People were falling hard and fast.
Come on, Jayati. She's
Jyoti looking strong. She's got 1 minute left on the
at that
clock.
top. That's that movement in her hand.
Ooh. Some
God, my
risky
heart
falls
is
there.
in my mouth. That just tiny movement of her hand to the left of that volume makes a big difference in how much she can pull on that volume. You would think that the closer it is to your body, the better. But in that case, because that volume is sort of bent outwards,
Yeah.
as soon as you get your hand a little to the left, there's like a small, like a edge that your wrist can rest on. And that makes it a lot easier for you to pull. Oh, Jayati losing steam a little bit.
Yeah.
And calling
She
it a
has to
day.
be quite tired by this point.
And with
That was
that, I think
Jayati.
Sonali has won the round.
Yes. She has. She was
Sonal
the only one to top a
First
boulder.
place, I think Jayati is in second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure who's in third, though. We have to calculate.
Yes. They will be announcing the women's and men's final results online on Beta Hub. So do follow them on Instagram. I am Lani and I have Pratiksha with me. Thank
night,
you so
guys.
much for joining us.
Thank you for having
It's
me.
been a long, very, very eventful day.
Yes, it has. There's
I feel like
a
I've been
lot
speaking
that's
for
gone on.
hours. I have been speaking for hours, but it's been
Yeah,
such a
Lenny's
thrill.
been commentating for a while. It's been fun, though.
Such an honor.
It has been fun.
Thank you to our sponsor, Boulderbox. If you want to know more about Boulderbox, do visit boulderbox.in.
Or go check it out in person.
Yeah. If you are planning a visit to Delhi or just want to visit Delhi for Boulderbox, please do, because like most of our finalists, not most of our finalists, a lot of our finalists train there specifically for the nationals, including Bharat, Vishak, and Jayati that we just saw. They offer a bunch of other lessons as well, like yoga and aerial arts. They take people out to Setan and Badami. They have a cafe, which is my favorite part. They have a library where you can just like sit there and watch people climb. Make yourself better.
At all,
Not creepy at all. I know. So yeah, if you'd like to know more, visit boulderbox.in. This was the South Zone Sport Climbing Competition 2023. It's been a pleasure. See you.
Good night.
Lens ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ.